Hello everyone. With the Kherson counter-offensive over, Russian officials said not a single unit of military equipment or weapons have been left on the western side bank. All Russian servicemen crossed to the left bank. While this video will show that that's twaddle, I thought I'd take a look at a selection of some of the vehicles captured by Ukraine. So in this first video, we have a BTR-80 peeking out of the shrubbery. The BTR-80 is an 8x8 amphibious APC from the 1980s. Russia has lost quite a few of these. This one is already up on Oryx as the 131st lost. Of that number, 59 were captured by Ukraine. Here's an image of one. It's a pretty cool looking vehicle, to be fair. There are also 43 possible BTR-80s or BTR-82As lost. The BTR-82A is a newer variant of the BTR-80. 333 of the 82A have been confirmed as lost. Russia has 1,100 BTR-80s and BTR-82s in service. Here's a T-90A. Now this is pretty cool. This tank has changed hands already a couple of times in the war. Russia lost it back in February, then later recaptured it again from Ukraine. Now, Ukraine has recaptured it again. So it's had a pretty eventful war. I'd quite like to see him end up in a museum when it's all over, because it's had quite a story. The T-90 is a bit of a rarer sight in Ukraine. Oryx has 25 T-90As lost. That number includes 12 captured. This isn't up on Oryx yet, so now it's at least 26. There are also 5 T-90Ms confirmed as lost. Russia had 417 T-90s of various variants with 2,000 in reserve. And another note, the tank pulling the T-90, that is captured too. It's a T-72B3M. Not the only T-72B3M captured. Here's a damaged but seemingly repairable T-72B3M variant. The T-72 is the war's whipping boy when it comes to tanks. A staggering 848 of all variants lost. That number includes 303 captured. Now, not every captured one will be put back into service, as some will be damaged beyond repair or, this being Russia, will be in shoddy condition. But even those ones can be salvaged for parts. At the start of February, Russia had 2,030 T-72s with another 7,000 in reserve. Now a few images here, not videos, but it shows a series of captured T-62 tanks. Everybody mocked Russia when news broke that the T-62s were being dragged out of storage, and Russians online wasted no time in claiming that they were going to be used with the separatists or in rearguard roles manning checkpoints. Clearly not the case, since a large number were captured during the first part of the Kherson counter-offensive, and now some more have been captured. Oryx has these listed, making it 38 T-62Ms and 8 T-62MVs lost. A different kind of vehicle here. This shows a captured R149MA1 Command and Staff vehicle. This is up on Oryx as the 63rd lost, of which 30 were captured. Here's a clearer image of one. It's a variant of our old friend the BTR-80. It's unknown how many of these Russia actually has. Here's quite a cool one, a 2S1 artillery piece. I find this one interesting as it's still in its dug-in position when abandoned. Also interesting, the inscription says "Glory to Kazakhstan." This one is up on Oryx as the 32nd 2S1 lost. Of those, 7 were captured. Russia had 500 of these and 1,700 in reserve. Ukraine operates these too, so it will be fairly simple to get this back on the front line. Here we have a damaged BM-21. I hesitated to include this as captured, but it does look in decent enough condition to be salvaged, or at least partially salvaged. Ukraine often uses the tubes from Grads to make makeshift rocket launchers. There is also this photo of an abandoned Grad with damage. This is an unusual variant with a different ZIL 131 chassis. This is the 9P138 variant. It's lighter and uses smaller rockets with a 15 km range. Another grad appears in this video. A driver going along the road shows that the abandoned vehicles are already being salvaged. In this video, we can see a grad, a BMP, and a pair of unknown tanks. So it's quite interesting to see that no time has been wasted in recovering these. The grad in this video may be difficult to spot. It appears partway through being towed by a large truck. It's a blink you miss it moment, but it is there. Ukraine uses the grad in large numbers as well, so I expect these grads will be either pressed into service or salvaged for the tubes and any other spare parts. So it's pretty cool to see these being taken in. Oryx lists 89 grads lost. That number includes 34 captured. The number is actually at least 90, as one in the video isn't up yet. Russia had 1,000 of these and 2,200 in reserve. This video is of a Typhoon, which is a large, 6-wheeled MRAP troop-carrying vehicle. They can carry 18 including the crew. This one not on Oryx yet. Of this 6-wheeled variant, 22 are lost, with 5 of those captured. Russia had 328 of these in service. This video here shows a BMD-2. It's an airborne infantry fighting vehicle from the 80s. I'm not sure how many of these Russia had, but they have 10 fewer according to Oryx. And since this one isn't listed, we can make that 11 fewer. Also at the end, note the MRAP. That is an Israeli Emir, which are new in country, and we didn't know were with Ukraine until yesterday. Israel has perhaps lifted its restrictions on sending equipment to Ukraine since Iran has started sending drones. Finally, the cream of the crop, Ukraine has also captured a Mi-8 helicopter. This one used to belong to Ukraine before being captured. It's unknown how serviceable it is, but even if it can't fly, it can be used for parts, or even repaired and put into service. This is the first Mi-8 captured and Russia's 14th lost. So this is just a small snippet of the captured vehicles we are bound to see. The retreat was hasty. Some sources saying many soldiers weren't even told until it began. Adding to that, the ferries and pontoons struggled to carry heavy vehicles, and the only working bridge was that over Nova Kakhovka. So I expect we will see photos and videos of a lot more heavy vehicles in the coming days being captured, as Russia had no option than to leave them behind. I also expect we will see a large number of burnt out wrecks and destroyed vehicles. So it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on what turns up, and also keep an eye on Oryx and see those numbers tick up. I guess the administrator of Oryx will have his work cut out for him. So that's it for this video. If you found it interesting, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks again, and take care everybody.